Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn how we can integrate Swagger UI into our Spring Boot applications. So first, what is Swagger? Swagger is a set of open source tools built around the open specifications that can help you design, build, document and consume REST API. In simple words, we can say Swagger is allow us to represent our APIs into a graphical presentation to the end user, which is very easy to consume by our consumers. And so here are the few points about the Swagger. Like first point is available endpoints and operation on each endpoint. Swagger can also demonstrate the all the endpoint. It means all our APIs and the type of our APIs. Type means whether it is get type, post, delete. There are multiple types are there. And second point is operations parameters input and output for each operation. Means it will also demonstrate the type of parameter our API is accepting and what type of output our API gives to us. And authentication method, we can also implement the authentication into the Swagger UI. And contact informations, license, terms of use and other information we can also demonstrate on Swagger UI. So first we are going to create our Spring Boot project. So here com.swagger swagger.ui. Remove the demo and name is Swagger demo. Let's remove this. And packaging is jar, it's fine. And we are going to take Java 8. And in dependencies, first we need Spring Web dependencies, and all things are fine. So just generate the project. And extract here and then import this project from our STS. So now our project is imported, and we can see in our pom.xml file we have only starter web dependency and starter test. Okay, and here we have our main class. So now we are going to create a new package, controller package, like new package UI dot controller. Okay, finish. Let's create one more package, UI dot bean. and create a controller class. Name of our class is like Swagger demo. And create one method like and for type create a student class here. It is a bean, so in bean just take two variable, int id, and second variable is like id and name, and just assign the value. Like the name is Akash. It is of string type. Okay, so now our student bean is created, and then pass it here. One second, I think we need to change refactor our class name because it is a controller. So rename it add the controller here also because it is a controller. And here we need to return something, the responsive entity object. So return new uh, response entity student object, and second parameter is the status type, http status dot OK. And at get mapping. Okay, that's fine. So our controller is complete, and suppose at this point there is no Swagger UI configuration is there. If we run this project, like run as Java application, see the port is 8080, it is default one, and now our application is running. So this time no Swagger is implemented in our project. So for implementing the Swagger, we need some dependencies. Like here, for adding Swagger UI into your Spring Boot application, you need to add these dependency. So there two dependency is there. So first add the first one. In our pom.xml file, add this dependency just below the starter web. Okay, so here we are adding the Spring Fox dash Swagger 2 dependency. What this dependency does, and we need one more configuration to enable this dependency into our project. What? Just here add one configuration at enable Swagger 2. Okay, and then just restart our application. So what the error says, like it is null pointer exception, param request condition. Okay, what the issue? Rest controller view, this is fine. Okay. So I think in properties file we need to add one properties. Few time it required, like the properties name is matching strategy. It is used for matching the path. Now let's see. Okay, so now this time the issue is resolved. We can see here now one change is there. This URL, it is providing error. So what is this URL? Let us check. Like here, localhost 8080, and paste this URL. This URL is used for just demonstrate our APIs in JSON format. Okay, like all the things, all info, it is presented here, like localhost, base path. So now the base path is slash for forward slash, and controller, Swagger demo controller, so name of our controller, and then error HTML, which is default one, and then scroll down, then okay, Swagger. So yes, here we can see our APIs info also, like the path is so, and all the things it is provided here, all things about our APIs. And you can also see the lot of default things, it also shows there. So if we don't want to see all this default info, so we can also make few changes in our configurations. We will see it later in this video. But here we can see the API doc in JSON format, but not in graphical format. Okay, so what change we need to do for represent our API into the graphical format? So in this we can see we need to add the second dependency. What is this dependency? This dependency is like in pom.xml file we need to paste it. Okay, and this dependency is Spring Swagger UI. Okay, and if now we can add our, after adding the dependency, if we run this project and let's see, so now our project is running. Okay, now localhost, and for Swagger UI we need one Swagger UI path, like localhost 8080 slash swagger dash UI dot html. Okay, so now we can see here the graphical representation of our API. Like this is the default one, basic error, and this is our controller, which have only one API, so API. then and output we are expecting like in this format. Okay, and the type is get type. So just try it out. And what output we get this output id 101 and name is Akash. Okay, but here you can see this the default API is also here represented. So if we want to demonstrate here only our APIs, so we need to make one change in the configuration. So what is that change? This change is like first we need to add this request mapping. And what is the request mapping? It is, we need to add it here. Okay, add request mapping annotation, and in this annotation we need to pass our URL, like suppose API/API. Okay, so now we don't want the default parameter, default URL also included. We need to just include this controller only, and by using this URL we can include only this controller. And for this we need few more changes, like in this main class just paste it. And what is this? This is a bean. Okay, and docket, and type import this, just control shift and it will import automatically. So here we want to just expose this controller, so we need to pass the package name, full package path here, and also the URL of our controller. Okay, and now let's rerun it and run a Java application. And then just refresh it. So now we can see here the default error API which is showing here is now removed. Okay, and here only one controller is there which is created by us. So in this way we can integrate the Swagger UI into our Spring Boot application. Thanks for watching.